Hi everybody, welcome to part 2 of the Circle of Fifths. Thanks for the patience as I get the new space set up. So let's jump right in. The left hand was what we talked about last time. You can watch that video. But what we're going to do is add to this today with a right hand part. So as we're going through our chords, so we go triad to dominant, to triad to the dominant, resolve all the way through the circle. The right hand, we're going to take the third and then the seventh. So third, and as we play the seventh in the left hand, we're going to play the seventh of whatever chord we're on. Third, that resolves down a half step to the seventh to third to seventh, third, seventh, third, seventh, third, seventh, third, seventh, third, all the way through the circle. So you get the idea. And one thing that I would recommend that I'm not doing now is I'm trying to talk and play, but I always tell myself and my students that we never really have this stuff until we can do it in time. So doing it like out of time might be good once or twice, but other than that I'd say start grooving with it and just... And notice I'm adding beats in the left hand just to make it have a pulse, but be able to do this in time. So third, you could also sing it. I would recommend singing third, seventh, third, seventh, third, seventh. And I've written about this a bunch in the blog, but the old saying, if you can't sing it, then you can't play it. So don't make this just a finger exercise. Like, get your ears involved and be able to hear these lines. Okay, so once you can do that, then we're going to use an old improvisation teaching technique that's used a lot in jazz, probably in classical as well, when improvisation was taught a lot. We're just going to simply go up a notch rhythmically in the right hand. So if let's call these half notes for each chord. So 2 beats. So we're going 2 beats on the third, 2 beats on the seventh. So now what we're going to do is go to quarter notes in the right hand. And what we're going to do is on the first quarter note will be the third, the last quarter note will be the seventh. We're responsible for 2 quarter notes, make up whatever we want in the middle. So it's third, something, something, seventh, third, something, something, seventh, all the way through. So it'll sound like this. So since this whole thing is kind of a pattern, I kind of take this as a challenge to not play the same pattern over and over in the right hand. Otherwise it can sound like just take anything. There are some advantages to being able to play the same thing over and over in many different keys. So you don't necessarily need to totally avoid it, but definitely learn to change directions. Do larger intervals jumping up, large intervals jumping down, experiment with different ways to do that. One other rule when you get into this is save the seventh. For the purposes of this project, I always save the seventh till the very last possible beat. So in this case, if we're doing quarter notes, save it till the 4th beat. There's a thing in improv and composing too called premature resolution, where you give away the next chord too early. So we want to learn to resolve at the right time. So in other words, don't do this. So save those sevenths. So these 2 notes are just kind of filler to get you to the 7th. So. You get the idea. So, and then you just take it up a notch. You can do all kinds of tricks like that. I cheated on that last one, but same rule here. You want to save the 7th until say the and the 4. So the third is at the beginning of every measure. So let's say beat 1, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Those all are at your discretion. And then the and of 4 would be the 7th of the chord, which would resolve a half step down to the 3rd, and that will just continue the cycle. One thing that you can do with this is change your left hand patterns. Sometimes just playing like pads in the left hand and not doing anything rhythmic will throw our right hand off track. So you could do a stride. You can change the left hand up throughout this process. So anyway, this will add a lot. One other tip that I would say, this will add a lot to this project. This just because I'm showing this to you in a short little video doesn't mean it's a short project. Sometimes it takes weeks and months to really get comfortable with this. So be patient with yourself. But one thing that will really help is we get really good at C if we're always starting in C. I would recommend every day you do this is to start in a different key. You know, do patterns, like say every day go up a minor third. So I started in C today, tomorrow I'm going to start in E flat. So you start in E flat, next day you start in F sharp, up another minor third. So and then the next day you would go up to A major and then complete the cycle. So you go A to A, F sharp to F sharp, E flat to E flat every day. So hopefully this helps. Take your time. If I think like a lot of students that I've worked with, even the more advanced ones, will spend a long time on just quarter notes or half notes even at the beginning if they're really young. But over time, I think if we master, like for example, the quarter notes, the eighth notes become way easier. So that would be my suggestion. Master one thing before trying to kind of dabble in everything else. So hopefully this helps. I'll do one final one, probably maybe two, on all the variations, because you can start changing the chord progressions still based on the circle of fifths, but start changing things to match other pieces that don't stick to this so strictly. But this is a really solid backbone to start with. So have fun with it, and good luck.